welcome to another edition of Flip Through Friday. Now, I haven't done one of these in a long time, but I picked up Princes of the Apocalypse today. Today was the very first day you could pick it up at Wizard Play Network stores, so I figured I'd give you a quick little glimpse at it. So, I have flipped through this. I have not read it. Now, I've skimmed through sections of it, so this isn't really a fair review or anything like this, but you can see the quality of the book in other ways other than knowing the content. So I'm still going to show it off, and you guys can be the judge if it's something you want to look into a little more. And I'll probably stop and read a little bit here and there. So if you don't want spoilers, then maybe you should just not watch this. Again, same as before, I love the Elemental Evil logo. I think it's pretty cool. You know, with the 4 elements and then the main logo. I think it's really cool. Now, artwork in this book is fantastic. I love the cover. I think it's great. Really, no complaints from me there. It's still too early for me to say if there are any errors with it or anything along those lines. So with that said, I'm going to start flipping through it. Now, my book was stuck because there's a lot of excess glue, and it was the same way in the back, but you know, overall not too bad. The book didn't have the ink issues that my DM's guide had, so I wasn't disappointed with that. But you'll see right here the pages are stuck, so you know, very cool artwork once again. And here, let me adjust a little bit. Alright, and I'm going to read the disclaimer, because I love these disclaimers. Wizards of the Coast urges adventurers to remember that not all rock creatures are earth elementals. A talking rock that controls boulders is a Galebdur. A talking rock wearing jewelry is a Dao. A silent rock that's resistant to non-adamantine weapons is a stone golem. A rock with wings is a gargoyle. A rock without a K is a giant bird. A rock that sits there and does nothing could be just a rock or a Balor disguised by an illusion. In all cases, proceed with caution. The foreword explains why they did this the way they did. And it says that they had a few options. They could have just ripped off the old Temple of Elemental Evil and statted the monsters for 5th edition and boom. But they said it's simple enough to do that you're encouraged to go pick it up from D&D Classics and do that yourself if that's what you want. But this is not a ripoff of Temple of Elemental Evil. This is more of an inspiration by it. So you'll see the artwork here is really nice. And I did read this intro. It does sound interesting. It makes me interested in checking this out. So I will be running this at Encounters, obviously, which... for example, I do have one of the folders for it, one of the faction folders right now. That's for the Zhentarim. But I will be running this at Encounters. So, yeah. It talks about the different cults in the beginning. It talks about different factions. All sorts of different things to keep in mind that you can always keep in mind throughout the whole process of the game. If you're running this. So it's really good. At least I'm from what I saw, it's really good. Again, I haven't read everything in this word for word. But they give you a lot of world background stuff for the region. They give you some important NPCs in here. Lots of maps. So, you know, if this is something you're on the fence about, and you have never ran an adventure, I would definitely say pick this up if you're a new DM. I think having modules is a good way to start in RPGs. I'm not saying it's the only way, because frankly, I think it's easier sometimes with, you know, homebrew stuff. The problem is you have to sit down and prepare it. If you don't have time to prepare something, it might be just better to buy something and just read it a couple times. So, random encounters, a map, really nice map, and then it goes into, like I said, the different areas. They kind of leave a lot of this stuff open, so you could run it as like a sandbox game, which I think is really good. This is something that people were kind of complaining about with Hoard of the Dragon Queen, and this is a different way of doing adventures. So I think that's pretty good. For example, I'll just read one real quick. Womford. Reason to visit. Characters who try to trace the origin of the mysterious book during their investigations into the missing delegation might come to Womford and deal with the Womford rats as described in Chapter 3. So, again, it tells you why you might go there. But you might not. So, adventure starts. So this is where the railroad begins. So, it gives you an adventure start, rumors. It's still left pretty open for the most part. There's a lot of different monsters in this that you can encounter. It's not all just elementals. There's just tons of different monsters, which flipping through this you can just tell by looking at the artwork some of the monsters you might face. One of the things that is going to be nice about this is with all the maps, I can easily pick these for my homebrew stuff. So, you know, like if I just wanted to say, oh, I'm going to have a monastery, boom, I can pick that for that for that encounter. Or I can even treat that as like a little church or whatever I wanted it to be. But I can just, a temple, you know, so I can just pick and place things, which I think is cool. You know, I love having inspiration and resources for my games. In the back of this book, in the appendix, it explains how you can take the module and apply it in your home game, like your homebrew world, or in other settings, which I think is really cool. In fact, Hoard of the Dragon Queen didn't do that, and I think that they could have done a better job with that if they just added something like that. I think it would make it really cool. But yeah, the maps look fantastic. So, yeah, in fact, that's one of the things I really like, is that they just, it seems like, and I don't know if it's because it's a different person who wrote it, but it seems like they thought of what people, like almost every angle that people would want to do this from. Whether you want to do it as like an open sandbox, or whether you want to do it as a railroad, whether you want to do it in just, you know, in certain settings. They kind of cover all that in here. So I like that. They also give you a lot of monsters in the back. Well, a few monsters that you're going to encounter in the back. They give you the spells and the Genesee, I'm probably not saying that right, but the Genesee race in here, which is also in the player's companion. So, you know, so if you don't feel like downloading stuff, you'll have it right here in the book anyway. And so if you want to let your players play one of those, it tells you the rules on how to make it. If you want to use the spells, they're in here. So it's a nice touch that they added in here. Now, it doesn't have the Aarakocra or the, I can't even say it right, Smurfeblin or the Goliaths. But yeah. So a lot of good stuff in here. I can't wait to sit down and actually read through this whole thing. It's a lot. It's pretty daunting. I can understand why they're charging $50 for it, because when I was looking at it earlier, it just seems like you could run stuff forever with this book. So, you know, and like I said, you don't have to run it exactly how it is. You can change this up however you want. You know, don't feel confined to text in a book. That's the beauty of our hobby. You can just pick and choose what you want from something like this, and, you know, tweak it and reskin it however you would like in your own games. So, and I highly encourage it. Plus, you never know of your players who's gonna, you know, go and read this somewhere and ruin it for themselves. So sometimes you want to mix it up just for that too, so they would go, oh, okay, that's not what I thought was gonna happen. Well, no shit, you went and read the book. So, yeah. But, like I said, good stuff in here. Countless maps, countless characters, artwork. So, I can't wait to read it. It's making me realize I need a lot more miniatures because a lot of the creatures in here I do not have miniatures for. So, but yeah, back here you get to the monster section, right? Then you get into magic items. It's got all the magic items back here. So, really cool book. I'm glad I got it today. It was pretty exciting for me. This is something I've been looking forward to for a little while. It's not what I expected, but that does not mean it's bad. In fact, I would say I am really pleased. I'm probably happier that I got this than if I didn't. So I was worried for $50 that I might not be that excited about it after I got it, but I'm ecstatic about it. It looks really good. So lots of monsters in the back, like I said. So I don't have good miniatures to represent all of them, but yeah. Then you get to the magic items. They add magic items, all sorts of them. And then the Genocide, heirs to elemental power, wild and confident, boom. And then their traits, so how you would create each one. And then it goes into spells. Again, these are pretty much all the same spells. In fact, I think this is just the exact same thing that was in the player's companion. So, very good stuff here. Obviously, I printed the player's companion out and put it in a binder, but you know, so that's really about it. This last little part is adapting it to other worlds. So you can put it in Dark Sun, Dragonlance, Greyhawk, and it tells you how the factions would react in those places. So it's very interesting to me. I haven't read all this back here. I can't wait to. Eberron, and then your own world is the last one, and then there's an afterword. So again, good stuff. I do recommend going out and picking this up. I do not think you will be disappointed. The artwork in here is really cool. Look at that. Parasite from below soil used to gain clairvoyant abilities. Boom. That's kind of gross. Love it. Look at this artwork, man. This is cool stuff in the back here. So, I love it. Absolutely love it. And then your typical what happens next. So, go pick this up. You can see my excess glue there, but go pick this up if you're even on the fence about it. I don't think you'll regret it. Again, though, that's me saying that without actually reading the whole thing. I'm going to read this whole thing, and I will give you guys an updated review on this. I still have to give you guys my review on Hoard of the Dragon Queen and Rise of Tiamat, but right now this just came out, so I figured I'd give you guys a glimpse. In case you're on the fence, wanted to see what it was about. It's a lot of pages. In fact, it's over 250 pages, so it's well worth picking up. Like I said, I don't think you'll be disappointed. So with that, this has been a flip through Friday that you're going to see on Saturday. And yeah, maybe I'll get back to doing some flip through Fridays. I need to do a Hoard of the Dragon Queen, and I need to do Rise of Tiamat still for you guys. But yeah, I'll get back around to it. So with that, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.